Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to Hendo's Hot Topics. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're looking after yourself. Hope you're having a beautiful week. Today we have Guy from RightMate. How's it going, my brother?
Yeah, good mate. Good.
Good?
Yeah.
Thank you for taking the time out of your week. You know, I know you're a busy man, getting ready to head back over to the UK.
Yep.
So
Yep.
I'd like to start it off with just be open and honest. How are you doing in general?
How am I doing in general? That's a good one. I'm doing all right. I'm doing good. I've just got a lot going on at the moment and it's just trying to get my ducks in a row, basically, for going back to the UK. But actually, I'm doing really good. Yeah,
Love that.
really
Good. What are you most excited for heading back over home?
Ooh.
Because it would have been a while, right, with COVID?
4 years.
Yeah.
4 years, mate. So, looking forward just seeing my family.
Yeah.
Like, I've not seen any of my nephews. Like, all my nephews are growing up. My sisters, well, they've grown up. But they're older sisters, by the way.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but yeah, just generally just seeing everybody and just like, yeah, it's been ages. There's only so many FaceTimes and stuff you can do before it's like, right.
So you need that physical touch.
Yes, yeah, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. But it's funny. That's part of my anxiety towards it all as well. Because it's like, oh, what's changed? Is anything like, how is it going to be, and how are people going to be with me and stuff like that? So it's kind of, I'm looking forward to it, but I'm nervous about it as well. It's a bit of a mad feeling.
Because you, like you said, you almost got a question about what you've missed out on. You know, what you have to catch up on, and
Yeah,
just how life's been in the past 4 years.
And I've changed massively since being away. I kind of went left as like a bit of a troubled soul, and I feel like I'm going back, not troubled, really. And yeah, I've kind of done a 180 on myself. So it's funny as well, like my friends and stuff. Like I had my set of mates back home. Love the sesh.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be going back and they're gonna be like, hey, and I'm gonna be like, no sesh for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's a mixed bag of kind of emotions, really. I think, but exciting. I'm excited by it. I'm excited by seeing everyone and stuff.
Love that. Now, let's get straight into what you said there. I want to touch on something you said there. You know, your mates like to get on back home.
Yeah.
It's been 4 years since you've seen them. You know, you've changed. You've started up RightMate.
Yeah.
Let's talk about RightMate. You know, what made you start it, and what is it? What is it?
So RightMate was an idea I had when I gave up drinking, and I'd mooted it for a while about just making a page that was mental health orientated, especially for fellas. I'd known a couple of people that had passed away, like taken their own life and stuff, and I was like, yeah, I'm over this a bit, but it never came into fruition because of my own mental health. And I was trying to do it from an empty cup. So basically, one thing after another. I used to absolutely love the sesh, and I still do. Don't get me wrong. I fucking love it. But I knew it wasn't for my. But I was going on the session, then waking up and being like, "Oh my god! Like I can't do this anymore. My finances are up the wall. My relationships are broken. Just everything, mate. Like it was, and it became a bit. The crutch just didn't fit anymore. Do you know what I mean? It was giving me more injury than it was benefiting me.
Yeah.
So it was my birthday last July, and went out, and I ruined the night. I was dead paranoid with my girlfriend. I was just a idiot. I couldn't really remember, and I was the kind of person that would have like my double vodka and coke, and I'd have a chaser shot with it. And then I'd say to somebody, do you want a shot? And they'd be like, no. And I'd be like, come on, have a shot.
Yeah.
So I was an enabler, and that's what I say on my page as well. It's not generally that I ever wanted to be nice and give somebody a shot and go, oh, have a tequila. It's just, go on, just have. It was always because I wanted to get shit-faced. So I stopped. So I basically had this night. I woke up the next morning, felt dreadful, but I knew how I had to change. Because I was going to lose everything, and I didn't want to do that. So I ended up saying to my partner, I was like, right, okay, tomorrow I'm going to go to the AA. And I did that, And basically, Right Mate came from that. Is I probably got like a month into it, and then I basically was like, right, okay, well, I felt like I was alone and nobody else was on my level or ever. I felt like everybody went on a sesh or went and partied or got pissed up and then came and then was magically all right again.
Yeah.
So I did it just to put it out there and just to be, just have that kind of, what's it called now? I can't even think of the word. But so that accountability as well, more to the point, because I tried before that kind of, I'll stop drinking, and it would last a week or 2 weeks, and then you fall off the wagon and you're like, oi, I've had a drink again, and it's like, right, okay, well, this time around I was like, no, if I do this, then people can pull me on it, and thankfully I've been all good so far. So and that's what Right Mate's about. It's just a page there just for to document my journey, but to help other people as well, along with if they're feeling like the kind of addictive personality or that drink, that because I think it can catch up on you, and then suddenly you're like, wow.
And especially over here in New Zealand, the drinking culture is huge.
Yeah.
Like after a footy game, all of them are having drinks in the locker. They're going upstairs having drinks.
Yeah.
The classic Kiwi shed parties, in high school.
Yeah.
Every Friday, oh boys, let's go to a pub. Which club are we going to? Oh boys, whose house are we going to get on the piss? I want to ask is, especially over in here, but in the stereotype in general, as you get older, do you believe that society's put on you? Because I believe it is. You can't go out unless you're drinking. You can't have fun if you're not drinking.
Yeah, completely. And that's something that only becomes clear for me, only became clear when I stopped drinking.
Yeah.
Is because you just see how it's marketed. And that's why there's guys up in marketing who do really well, because they know the demographic that they're going to aim for and they go hard on it. And you can think of the amount of adverts, and they're usually quite comedic adverts, so you have a laugh along with it, and certain subject matters become a joke. I remember an advert from a certain company. It was a beer company, I think it's beer or alcopop kind of company, and they're all at the pub. The barman rings the bell, and the whole pub goes quiet while he speaks to his missus on the phone. And it's funny, you look at it, and it's like, oh right, and it's like, if only they did this, if only beers, and I can't remember what it is, but they go on and they make the point of the fact that he's going to go out and not tell his missus that he's going to get on the piss. A bit just that's lads being lads and stuff like that kind of thing. So I think it is. I think it's really hard. I watched a program the other day, the Patrick Gower one. Really good, and luckily enough, I think the age is coming is not as bad for going out and drinking, but especially for my age, that was what you were brought up to do. Again, bit of a random one for me because I'm English, but I was big into rugby union back in the UK, and like you said, it starts early teens, then you get up into 17, you're like a young man pretty much, and that's what it is. Rugby's just a big drinking game half the time.
And it's interesting you said that as well, because I really need to get back onto it. I had a good 4 or 5 months no drinking. It was at the start of the year, and the biggest thing I realised is that whether I had been drinking or if I was sober, the same point of the night, I'd be like, all right, social battery's done, I'm ready to go home, let's go home. Only difference was if I was half box deep, I couldn't go.
Yeah.
And then you sit there and you keep drinking because you then become anxious, socially anxious, because you want to be in your bed or you want to be home, but you can't, so you're going to keep drinking, and you feel like a black sheep if you rock up to a mate's house. Everyone else is cracking open a cold one, and you're not. And actually, it was interesting. Even my closest mates, when I wasn't drinking, I would go get what are they called? Like they're called Max Apple and Pear. Yeah. These nice sodas. I used to take them with me, and even those, I would be sitting there, and everyone would be having a drink, and you'd be like,
it's like an itch.
An itch, but it's almost like you feel like you should be drinking.
Yeah.
Even when you don't want to be drinking, you feel like you have to be, because you're out with your mates or you're gonna go out, and it's the whole. It's like Instagram, you hear the this thing where it says, you know, if you don't post on Instagram, it didn't happen. You know,
Yeah,
if you didn't go out and drink, you didn't go out.
Yeah.
You know, you didn't have fun. And that was the biggest thing that really surprised me, and it was realizing that you can actually have fun without drinking.
Yeah, no, definitely. For me, like it's not the night, because I, like, when I've broken it down on the page, it's 6 hours basically of your evening.
Yep.
But for what that might be, then it actually takes off you 24 hours, because then the next day is probably ruined and stuff like that. And I just think, yeah, it's the whole thing. It's the whole aspect of drink, like not being able to have fun, and then the day after you can do stuff. It's the time you get back from not drinking. For me, is the bit that outweighs the fun at the time, because I've got to a point now as well where even if I'm out and I'll go to somewhere, once I'm tired, I'm tired, and I've had enough. Like, I've done a full week just as everybody else has, but when you're pissed, you're just like, oh, you don't even register it.
Yeah.
And then when you do start to register it, usually that's when the extras come in and people are getting bags or whatever. And all it is, and this is something else that I've only found since not drinking, is it's a whole tiredness thing. It's all built around tiredness. Like, when you're tired, and then you get drunker as well when you're tired, and then to continue that on. But then the day after, and the 3 or 4 days after, for like myself, it's all about either you get back on it and you have like hair of the dog and you go again.
Yeah.
Or you feel like shit for 4 days because your body's trying to recuperate all that sleep that it needs and all the actual kind of biological things your body wants.
Yeah.
And it's trying to get round it, like, all right. And then by the time you know it, it's Monday again. And you sort yourself out. You don't drink for like a few days, or you cut down your drinking at least. And then guess what? By Thursday, Friday, you're like, oh yeah,
done well. Let's have one.
Yeah. I've got through another week, and then you go out and smash it again, and then it becomes Groundhog Day, and that's what I was like, and I think quite a few people I know, that's what it's like, but they can't. I don't blame anybody for it. I think that's the way we're conditioned to be, almost.
I mean, even like you said at the start there, the adverts, you know, even on shows, you know, you should, for example, like let's use like Hangover or something.
Yeah.
You know, for lads, you see a group of mates going on a lads trip and they get absolutely shit faced when they're out.
Yeah.
They get up to mischief and they just do stuff that makes you feel like, oh yeah, my adrenaline's pumping, let's go do it.
Yeah.
But that ad you said, you know, where the pub goes quiet and his missus is talking to him, and then, or even the ones where it might be the one you're talking about where they're out drinking. And Mrs. calls him, and they quickly put up like a t-shirt behind him, so it looks like he's laying on the couch while she's away.
I've seen one similar where it's like he's in bed, and
Yeah.
he's pretending he's in bed, and then they're like, and then he's like pretends, gets off the FaceTime, and then comes back, and it's and don't get me wrong, it's funny, it's like a bit of banter, but the actual aspect of that, the actual real life story of that, is the fact that's a breakdown in a relationship,
100%,
and it's a breakdown in conversation, and that's what I see not drinking, and that's the aspect of it where I see the mental health side of stuff come into it. Then is because it's the repercussions of it later, where then that's somebody trying to fix that relationship, and then that's the stress that's putting them on themselves. And what do you do then? Do you try and sort out when you're not talking to each other, or do you just grab a bottle of drink and drink it away and make like it will disappear again? And that's the thing that I get out of it. It's just just all the extras that come with it,
exactly, mate. And even I think it's great what you're doing, especially for, you know, directing it at lads as well, as young lads as well. You know, You'll get on the person that's always, I'm going to drink you under the table. I'll meet you at the bottom. You know, we like to drink with stuff like that. And little do you know is it's really hard to build a good friendship with your mates when that happens.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to circle back to what I was saying before, is you only really have fun when you're on the piss.
Yeah.
And when you're not, you just find yourself just sitting there being like, what are we going to do today?
Yeah.
What are we doing?
I think there's part of it as well that you like practice that kind of, you'll go out and you'll, and that's what you do. You do like the stuff which is fun, which isn't drinking. But then, because it's you trying to become an adult and stuff as a teen, then you get to, and that becomes the routine of doing that, and you forget all the other things that you can do that are fun.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's heaps of them. Even like, and that, I also like. There's one thing I say as well is just like it's trying to. I've reverted more back to what I enjoyed doing as a kid.
Yep.
And it honestly, like the happiness that brings me, and just doing stuff that puts a smile on my face, are dead simple.
Yep.
It can be a kick around, or it can be playing a bit of footy, or it can going bowling. It sounds naff, but it's honestly when we
start to overcomplicate stuff as we get older.
Oh, massively.
Like, to put a smile on your face, the simplicity of it. Chucking your headphones on. Like before you came, mate, I was tidying stuff up, I was vacuuming, I had my headphones on, I was just like jamming.
Yeah, mate.
Just like enjoying myself, and you get lost in the simple stuff.
Yeah.
A walk in the morning, a walk in the evening.
Definitely.
Chucking on your tunes on the way home from work. It's the simple stuff that doesn't require, $40 for a 12-pack, $100 on Macca's when you're feeling groggy.
Exactly, and the thing is with that as well, when you go to the financial aspect of it, you're then going, oh, right, and I was getting to a point where you didn't have it. I was running out, and my money that I was earning was just about paying bills, but then you've got, all right, well, I want to have fun this weekend. Well, do I eat on Monday and Tuesday, or do I get on the piss and have this fun?
Yep.
And then you end up getting on the piss so you can be your mate, so you can socialise.
Yep.
And then you end up eating just like pot noodle or something for the rest of the week.
100%.
So it's all those aspects as well. Do you know what I mean?
How have you found your mental health once you stopped?
Oh, 100% better.
Yeah.
100% better. I was in a position, and only a few close friends will probably really know. Like I was bad, mate.
Yeah.
I was like, I'd come over from the UK thinking, right, none of my troubles will follow me. And they all did. And I tried to get rid of them as well with booze, and that didn't work. So I was massively depressed. I was socially anxious. There's something I've discovered since not drinking is that I'm not good with anxiety, like social anxiety. I get real, and that's another reason why I drank beforehand.
Yeah.
But then and I those thoughts creep into your head. Then is like, what am I? Why am I here? Like, especially being here on my own, I had no family here. The friends that have were good, but it was based around booze and partying. And you get to a point where you're just a bit like, okay, I want to get off. I want to get off this roller coaster because it seemed to have more dips than ups. And so when I stopped drinking, it doesn't magically come back either. And I see on quite a few pages and stuff that I follow is that it's the people go, right, I've quit drinking for 2 days and I still feel depressed. Why?
Yeah.
And it's like, it doesn't happen like that. Once you admit that kind of situation, you're pretty much like laid bare, and it's about them piecing that your mental health back together again after years or months or however long you've drank. And I think then you've got to really kind of then that's the fun part. That's the fun part I've had with this, is it's not necessarily been easy, but I've loved looking at all the different ways in which I've been able to put my mental health back together again, and build relationships and do the things that make you happy, and rediscover things that make you happy, and
got a sense of independence back, eh?
Yeah, completely. Like, I'm not leaning on drink anymore, and I think it'd be amazing to think how many people, the potential that people have, and that it's just been conditioned into us, mate. That it's just like you've got to that's what you do at the weekends. But I think if people, the happiness and joy that people, that rather than just doing your 9 to 5 and then getting on it, they would suddenly realise they're not as depressed as they have to be. Do you know what I mean? They're not as depressed as they're putting themselves in certain situations where if you go out, if you've got a job that you don't particularly like and you go out every weekend, you're going to feel like shit. You're going to feel like shit. But if you can cut back on certain things, or you'll suddenly start and going, oh, maybe I'll try that. I used to like painting. I'm going to do that again. I'm going to draw again. I'm going to go and see somebody. I'm going to walk, and suddenly you start going, oh, hang on.
You get like your sixth sense back.
Yeah.
You start realising, like you said, I hopped on with Harrison from running with Phil the other morning, and I said, it's your emotions, different moments of the week, different moments of the day, your emotions up and down. You know, something you didn't like a couple of hours ago, you might like now. Exactly what you said there. You know, you might have used to like art, and then, you know, you grow up, and then you start overcomplicating stuff, and stuff becomes too much. You go, oh, you know, I don't like it anymore. You might like it again. You know, even if it's something you don't tend to like. Maybe you're a rugby player, and you don't like swimming, for example.
Yeah.
You know, go try swimming.
Yeah.
Go mix it up. Go try something you don't like, because you might actually realise, hey, I like this, or hey, you know, I don't like swimming. Yeah. But I might like somebody to do it. You know what I mean? Like,
mate, I've been to yoga.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I was somebody who's like, no, not yoga. That's not for me.
Yeah.
And then I went to it, mate. I was like, oh, it's quite nice. This. I kind of like embraced the yogi in me. Yeah. So. And it is, mate, and that's the cool thing about it. That is the cool thing, is that rediscovery of who you are, actually who you are. Yeah. You've, and I think, and it's tough. You from a young age, you work away from who you are because it doesn't fit, or you think, or it does, or you think 100%. It doesn't fit, and you see people on Instagram and stuff, and you're like, oh, he looks like this, I want to look like that, or oh, he's a professional sports star, he's doing that, so I need to do that, or wear that kind of type of clothing. And you become detached away from, if you like the colour pink and you want to wear it all day, wear it all day. Do you know what I mean? And then, and it's only now that it's like, I've always been like a bit, it's weird, although I get social anxiety, I'm a bit of an extrovert. So I've always, but you still, you quiet that voice, that person who likes that down, because you're trying to fit in with the crowd, and that's just natural. That's science, I suppose. That's what we try and do, because we're social creatures, so we don't want to be seen as the odd one out. Yeah. But it's so liberating to be able to not give a shit about that, and just go, yeah, this is who I am, and I struggle, and but I'm also, now I'm gonna wear this, so I'm gonna listen to this loud, or I'm gonna, because it's funny, there's like my playlist on my Spotify is ridiculous, it's varied, but I still know, like, if there's a song that seems like a bit sus, I'll still turn it down in the car, because I'm like, oh no, what were they thinking of me listening to this?
But before I ask the next question, I wanted to say is that, you know, if you are socially anxious or whatever, I've personally found, because I'm quite an introvert sometimes, but I'm exactly the same as you, I feel like we try to put ourselves out there, so, you know, we deter people from thinking, oh, you know, he's socially anxious, or he's a bit upset, he's a bit depressed, you know. And there was a couple of people at my school who were like that, you know. They were the class clowns, and they were really out there, but when no one was around, they were really secluded in their own corner. Yeah. And that's a huge thing with just society in general, is that there's people who are like that. Yeah. You know, and there's such a demand for them, if they're funny, to always be funny, to be the one who always shines light.
Usually it's a defense mechanism.
Exactly.
Completely. Yep, and I think when it starts at school, it's usually because they don't understand the work, or they don't understand the task in hand. So rather than looking stupid in front of people, they can either cause a scene and be a bit rambunctious and cause a bit of a scene, or they can make you laugh. And like, who doesn't like a laugh? Yeah. So, and if you twig onto it and you're good at making people laugh, like, you can get away with a lot. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So yeah, I just think it starts out, and you still see it now. You'll still see at work or wherever, there'll be somebody who naturally does it, but they might be, they hide. It's just a mask. It's just something to hide behind.
Fully agreed. Yeah.
Because I did it. I'm sure you've probably done it as well and stuff like that. But yeah, you only find that out when you take a step back and you look at the bigger picture and you go, okay, maybe because I like a laugh with everybody. I'll always, but it's a complete defense mechanism.
Yeah, 100%, mate. And I think it's really important for you to realize is that, you know, if you are struggling or you are trying to figure out, you know, the problems in your life currently or maybe past problems that you're trying to resolve, is you hear it a lot when people just talk to you, pretty much saying that, you know, it's always good to be surrounded by people. Personally, sometimes I feel like that isn't always the case. You know, if your friend's going out on the weekend and you're not up to it, it's okay to not go out on the weekend. Yeah. Be like, hey guys, you know, I'm actually gonna have a quiet one tonight and just sort my stuff out. I've had to do it a couple of months ago to the guys. I was like, you know, guys, I'm actually going through shit. You know, I'm just gonna step back for a little while. You know, it's nothing to do with you. I just want to sort out my own stuff. You know, and it's also a really good moment to realize if your mates are actually your mates. Yeah. You know, they can either be like, all good, mate, you know, here for you, it's all right, or okay then, what a pussy kind of thing like that. Sometimes you need to be selfish for yourself. And if you don't want to go out and you want to stay home, that's okay. Yeah. Don't feel like a black sheep. Don't feel like a burden to the group, or don't feel like you're not going to go out and have fun and or no one's going to see it on your Instagram so they don't think you go out and have fun. Like, who cares? You need to be selfish for yourself sometimes, and it's more than okay. And I wanted to say it because I've seen it on Instagram so much. You see like clubs in the city saying, come out and enjoy yourself, or get out and get dressed and have a good weekend. And you see so many people.
It's like, no.
Yeah. But whether it's a house party or something, you go there and you see the people who are there, but they're not there. Yeah. They're there, but they're wanting to be somewhere else. You know, they want to be home. They've got shit that happened at work that they want to go home and just relax and let go of it.
Yeah, I see it so much on Insta with selfies.
Yeah. And
I don't know if you've seen the clip of Ed Sheeran when he's speaking about people who take selfies.
No, I haven't.
And he's just like, he just wants to ask, are you all right?
Yeah.
And because there's so many people, and I do it too, and it's, I don't know why we do it really. It's odd when you think about it, but it's completely, like, you can see that it's just that need of attention a little bit, and that I see like, and you get it with like girls and stuff, and it will be like what's it called, like boozy brunch or something like that, and you'll see it, and it's all the same poses, and it's just to show that like we do it too.
That's what we're doing.
Yeah, we do it too.
It's like that validation.
Yeah, completely. And you get it with lads as well in certain aspects. But it's sad. And I don't mean that in like, oh, you're sad for doing it, but I'm like, hey, I'm here. You can talk to me. It's all right. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
But yeah, it is. It's complete. It's just to fit in.
Yeah, well, funny you say about the phones is because, you know, social media is, don't even get me started on social media. It's such a bad thing for mental health. But I went to a gig a month ago now with my partner and our friends, and you know, you see all these like Woodstock videos with like Jimi Hendrix, like back in the day where phones wasn't a thing, right? And we went to this gig, and it was amazing. It was like, holy shit, there was no phones. Like there was that one person like videoing half the thing, but you look down and everyone was enjoying themselves, and it was an amazing atmosphere. And it's like, why can't that happen more? Why is there such a need to, like we said before, is, you know, if you don't post on Instagram, you haven't done it, or you go to a bottomless brunch and you see the story, and it's one girl and all her friends have their phone out as well. Yeah, it's like, just be in the moment and enjoy yourself. You know, it's a real need, especially for people my age, is, you know, 20 and below, is finding that sense of self-validation. You know, you want to post a photo or post it on your story, and for someone to be like, wow, I wish I was doing that. Oh my God, like that looks so yum. Like, you want people to say that. But it's like, why can't you just have your lunch or go out with your friends?
And the thing, isn't it, I think as well with that, mate, is that you'll look at people and they'll go to a certain bar or a certain restaurant, and they take a picture there. And you'd be like, right, okay, you've been to that restaurant or bar, and that's it. Yeah. You don't go, oh right, well, but maybe there is part of it, because I went to a restaurant recently, and I went because I've seen a few people had gone there.
Yeah.
And the food was actually really nice, but it is that kind of showing face. It's weird, isn't it?
It's a weird concept, and I guess it is. I mean, even for those people it all revolves around school in a way. You know, a lot of people who do it, maybe they weren't so popular in school or didn't have that group, they weren't in that group, so now it's their time to shine.
Yeah.
And I think, especially going out of school, if you're already in that mindset and surrounded by people who you feel like aren't really there, you know, they're there but they're not there for you, and you feel secluded again, that's your validation. Social media is, you can put on a persona, you know, you got Photoshop, you can post a photo from your holiday 2 years ago. You see it with rappers, they post cars which are probably leased to them, you know, not even theirs.
Yeah.
They post photos from their world tour just 3 years ago, and you have kids, especially growing up now, being like, oh, I want that lifestyle.
Yeah.
I want to go out every weekend.
Trap.
Yeah, it's a trap. It is. It's at the end of the day, you're looking at their feed and they're getting paid. That's their job. That's their marketing.
Yeah.
They're doing that so you can buy their product and all that kind of stuff.
It's a business tool, isn't it?
Yeah,
Instagram.
100%.
That's all it is. And some people are very good at that promotion, and it's and that's if you see it like that, then it's all right. I think and don't get me wrong, even with RightMate, there's been times when I'll be doing that and I'll be like, oh no, I've not got enough content out, and honestly, you must have it too sometimes when you're trying to think of ideas and you're trying to create stuff almost, and it's like, this is bullshit. This isn't what I'm like. I've not done this for that reason. Like, I'm here to just be me. I don't need to keep pumping just to keep up with the Joneses.
I think the difference with what we're doing though is that, like we spoke about it before we recorded, is that we're doing it because it's such a purposeful cause.
Yeah.
You know, we're impacting people. We're able to express what we've been through and what we've gained from it, and be able to help people. Like I said to you, is one of the main reasons I do it is because I'm trying to be that person to someone who I wish I had when I was younger. You know, with what you're doing, there'll be lads and ladettes going out there right now trying to get off the booze, but they're stuck in a trap with their friends or something who can't. By having someone like yourself doing what you're doing with RightMate, it's a push in the right way. It's a footstep in the door for who they want to be and where they want to go.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the mindset I have when I'm trying to get stuff out there, is because, you know, especially with my daily quotes, is if it gets to like 4 o'clock and I haven't posted one, a lot of the time there's someone who replies and goes, you know, thank you for the quote. And if I haven't done it, I'm like, shit, you know, what if there's someone out there who needs this?
Yeah, no.
So it's you know, if I don't post one day, you know, someone might be trapped.
Completely what I think. I just feel I don't want to miss somebody. I don't want somebody to feel alone. Yeah. Basically, because we've been there. Yeah. And it's shit. And all it can take is maybe one word or one thing that has probably been written 12 times on somebody else's post, but just at that time, at that moment, it might help somebody. Or even a notification, you know, RightMate's posted a post. Oh, you know, someone's there for me, or there's something that I can fall back on when I need their help. And I just want to quickly say, you know, with the whole boomerangs and all that stuff, no digs. I just wanted to put it out there, is what I was trying to get at that is, you know, if you feel yourself having to post when you go out or having to post something on your Instagram just to keep your feed going, is take a step back, you know, and realize, why am I doing this? If it's because you want that attention from other people, why can't you give that attention to yourself? You know, like I said before, is be selfish, give yourself some self-love, some self-respect, and just self-belief that you're so much more capable than a photo you have to post. So just love yourself at the end of the day, you know, go out there, enjoy what you love to do, be in the moment, because the moments, you know, you get a lot more in the moment than looking on a photo. You know, I was real big on taking photos, taking videos everywhere I went, and only in recent months, when I go out, chuck my phone, don't take my phone out, at least I need to call my partner or my mom or something like that, and it's so much more enjoyable. It's such a more refreshing feeling. Yeah. And in saying that, I want to ask is, you know, you mentioned how you used to become socially anxious, and that's why you drank. And do you ever reach those moments still? And if you do, how do you fight that temptation of, you know, getting a comforting drink and just getting over that? So I do. Yep. I do still struggle with it. But what I've tended to find now is it's usually how tired I am. Yeah. If I go out and I've had 8 hours sleep, like ever, and I've had the proper rest and recuperation I need, I'll generally be all right. But I think if it's the end of a week or something, which it normally is when you're going to catch up with people, it's a bit harder because I just think it's your body's like, no, I'm tired, no, I'm tired, no. Then you try to make small talk, which is just the grimmest of things ever. I hate it. I generally hate it. But yeah, and you do it, and it's something that, because I say it to quite a few people that I've spoken to who are who have given up drinking, or at the start of giving up drinking, and I say, just listen, just it's you versus you. So just look after as soon as you're tired, as soon as you it's too much. It's too much. Don't worry about it. Yeah, of course. Like don't. You're not. At the end of the day, you're going to wake up with you in the morning, so you need to make sure that that's going to be all right.
Yeah.
You don't wake up in the morning and be like, I'm tired, and it ruin the rest of you. Do you know what I mean? Because that's not going to make you happy.
Yeah.
That isn't going to bring any joy or happiness to you. So I think, I get it now, but now I've built up my mental health and my character enough to be like, no, I'm tired. I've had my fill.
Yeah.
I've said my bits. Like, I'm not rude with it. I'm not like, right, my anxiety's kicking in, I'm doing one.
Yeah.
I'm just like, right, okay. And I'll go around and say what I need to say to people, or hear what I need to hear, or like just generally socialise. But when I've had enough, I've had enough, and I don't feel obliged now. I don't feel like I have to, or because then the next day I can be 100% for whatever other social event that I'm probably going to do with those friends and stuff, and be top notch for that, rather than the next day turning up and being like either tired or
I'll do it to go again, kind of
thing.
thing.
Yeah, completely.
And it's a real powerful statement there. Is, you know, when you're done, you're done. You know, you go home when you want to go home. As I feel a lot of people fight themselves because they feel it's the FOMO. You know, they fear
FOMO's
if they
real.
go. Yeah. They fear if they go, they're going to miss out on something.
Yeah.
And it's a really hard mind. You know, there's a lot of people there who can, you know, they're really balanced, and they can really like direct and control themselves, and, you know, have a balanced drink, have a couple of drinks, and then go home, or that kind of situation. But there's a lot of people who drink and they drink and they drink and they get drunk. Okay, have a taki chani, keep drinking, and then I've had it many times. You wake up the next morning, one, you're like, why do that? But two, you're like, there was no reason. You know, I didn't miss out on anything.
No.
You know, why did I force myself?
Yeah.
You know, I've had 2 hours sleep now.
Yeah.
I've got home, the sun's coming up. You know, I wish I was asleep earlier. Why did I push myself when I didn't need to?
Yeah. And you can find it all out. It's like a highlight reel the next day. You just speak to a few mates the next day.
Yeah.
Or look at Instagram. You'll be like, yeah. Okay, I didn't miss anything.
Yeah.
And yeah, you don't miss anything. And the thing is as well, it'll be the same the following weekend.
Yeah.
So like if you're worried about that weekend, go out next week. And that's something else that I've spoken to with a few people is give yourself that a week off, and then the following week you can do the same, because I promise you whatever's happening that weekend won't be much different from what normally happens.
Yeah.
It may be it'll be a birthday, but it'll just be a different friend's birthday.
Yeah, 100%.
So
the same conversations that were said last week will be said this week, you know?
Yeah.
And I want to ask is, do you have any advice for especially the guys and the girls who are especially younger, trying to break that habit early?
Trying to break it early.
In terms of, you know, feeling the need to go out every weekend, get sloshed, and feel like they can't be themselves without drinking.
Yeah, like, because I'm also... this is probably a bad question to ask me that, because I'm not like the drinker's devil.
Yep.
Trust me. And I've got some great stories from being pissed. Some fantastic stories. But I just think it's just check in with yourself. I think that is the biggest thing for me, is I was too anxious. I would get to such an anxious state that I would know how I was feeling, but I'd be too worried to act upon it. And what I would end up doing is I would still end up going and showing face. But I think more people have to show face for themselves, and be whatever you want. Like, it's you. It's only you. Like, whether you've got a big family or you're close to your family or close to, you are your own reality. That is it. So if you're doing things that aren't making you happy and they're in your control to change them. Don't feel you will find friends. You won't, whatever friends go off and then call you boring or call you whatever. It's like, it's okay. There'll be friends that don't want to drink as much as that, or don't want to do certain things, or there'll be something that you find that you really enjoy again, and you will have friends that also enjoy doing that. There's people for everybody.
Yeah, there's a lot of, you'll find any situation, any situation you're in, whether you're trying to, confront yourself and be honest with yourself, stop drinking, maybe start working out, try something new. Best believe one of your friends or someone you know is in the same boat and they're just waiting. It's like we'll take it back to school. It's like in school, a teacher asks something. Everyone has the bloody answer, but everyone's waiting for that one person to put their hand up and say it, and then they're going to say it.
Yeah, completely.
If you're that person who takes the reins, takes control of yourself, goes out of your way to do what's best for you, best believe one of your mates, either they'll go the same path for themselves.
I was thinking that. That's what there was. That you've hit the nail on the head with that. When I stopped drinking, the amount of friends that came forward, I was thinking, oh yeah, no, I've been thinking of doing that. Oh no, maybe we should just do a weekend off and go and do something without drink and suddenly you're like, holy shit, like I've started a revolution.
But you don't feel as alone, eh?
Pardon?
You don't feel as alone.
No, completely. And I think people just, all it takes is that one. You're bang on with it, mate. You've, honest to God, that's the truest comment I've ever heard, mate. It's all it takes is that one person or yourself just to go, no, I don't want to, and you'll be shocked at how many people do it. You'll be shocked to how many people are like, oh no, actually. You see it all the time, whether it's work or you'll see a boss doing something at work and you go, oh no, I would have done it this way, and somebody else will go, oh no, I would have done it that way as well. Like it's all different levels of life. That's the right, like, just stick by your guns. That's what it should be.
Yeah, and it's those moments as well where you hear people say, you don't want to get to 80 and look back and be like, oh, why didn't I do that?
Yeah.
Why worry about what you're going to think in the future about? I've had so many situations, and you go, oh, if I don't do this tomorrow or next week, I'm going to be like, oh, why didn't I do it? But you still say no. I've got it tattooed on my arm, which is take the risk or lose the chance. Right here, right now, you have an opportunity. It might seem like a risk to you because, say, if you stay home and do some uni work, you're going to miss the opportunity to go out and have fun. But you're taking the risk of falling behind your uni work, pushing back mentally, being really anxious, getting real stressed out over something you could have just taken 20 minutes out, done some work, gone out and had some fun. So it's take the risk, be selfish, because you might actually lose the chance of becoming the person you want to be.
Yeah.
I've got run up on my board goals up there is the person in 5 years as a result of the person today. Yeah. It's starting that habit, and like you said earlier with the person who you heard from who said, they've 2 days no drinking, I'm still feeling shit. It's like going to the gym. The first 3 months is a real make or break moment. You're not going to see any results in those 3 months. But best believe if you stay that 4th month, all those results you're hoping for in those 3 months are going to come.
Yeah, no, exactly.
So why be so focused on the end result? Be focused on the small steps. It's the small.
Appreciate it.
100%, bro. I really believe that the small wins, they're sometimes better than the big ones.
Yeah.
It's those moments, the small ones are the moments that make or break. Yeah, bro. 100%.
Sometimes it's and that's where the mental side, the mental health side comes in, is because it's that consistency with yourself.
Consistency. Yep.
And it's funny, like you were saying, that what like your goal is. My kind of mantra is be better than I was yesterday. Yep. And that goes from, that doesn't mean today I'm going to go out and find an old person and help them cross a road. It means just make sure I do the bed, or make sure I clean, just the smallest little things, but that will just mean that I've been a little bit more productive than I would like normally.
It's gonna add up.
Yeah.
It's gonna add up. You may be an athlete, maybe an artist, a musician. If you're an athlete, do that extra training outside of your scheduled training. If you're an artist, do 30 minutes extra training. Paint an extra canvas more than you would. If you're a musician, make that extra sample. Do that extra hour longer of perfecting your beat.
Yeah.
It's those little bits the hard work that no one else will do, but you need to do for yourself to become who you want to be, that will matter in the long run.
Yeah.
So, like Guy and I were saying before, is be selfish and just listen to yourself. Stick up for yourself. Is just do what you feel is best. Don't feel the need to be socially accepted, that be afraid you're going to be the black sheep in the group. Is if you want to do something, or you have a passion for something, or you have a motive, is follow through with it and do what you need to do for yourself. Like I said at the end of every podcast,
if it makes you happy, it makes you happy.
Exactly.
It's not about whether it makes anybody else happy.
Yeah.
It's about what brings joy to your life. Otherwise, if you keep doing all the things that you think will make other people happy, you'll generally find out it won't necessarily make all those people happy, and it won't make you happy either.
Yeah. It's like the whole fake it till you make it. Yeah, you can fake it till you make it, but when you make it, you faked it. So you haven't been genuine the whole time. It's if you're trying to be that person that you're not, to be impress someone or be friends with someone. Yeah, you can fake impressing them, but when you're friends with them, you're going to have nothing in common. You're not going to know how to carry yourself, how to be yourself, because you faked it the whole way.
Yeah. So
if you stick true to yourself, stick to your guns, like you said, bro, life is going to be it's going to be a much more enjoyable time. You're going to wake up every day with a smile on your face. Even if you wake up feeling shit, you're going to know how to turn it around and be honest and open with yourself, and just take it on head on, and get the problem sorted.
Yeah.
I want to ask you, bro, is there any advice that you've come across in your life, or anything that you fall back on that helps you get through those tough days?
So this is a good question. So during this process of stopping drinking, I read The Secret. Don't know if you've heard of it. And it's all about the universe and gratitude and manifesting kind of what you want out of life and all that business. And so now I see what's going to happen is going to happen. And I'm grateful for everything, even if it's bad.
Yep.
Like, I got my bike stolen a few months ago, brand new bike, and I just thought, it's not meant to be. It's all right. There would have been a time beforehand I would have been like, right, I'm gonna try and find this fella, I'm gonna beat him up. And now I'm just, an even bad situation, like when work's not like gone well and stuff like that, and I'll get angry and, why has that happened? Why has this happened? Whereas now I'm just like, no, this is just leading me to wherever I'm supposed to be going now. It's all right. It's all good. So yeah, just being grateful. Being grateful just the fact that you're even there.
I love that.
And again, it's just going back, like going inwardly with yourself, and just knowing that the actual chance of you even being there, minuscule. Do you know what I mean? It's something ridiculous, like 42 trillion or something chance. So just like breathe in the air. Something I do, one thing that I do when I find that I'm getting like maybe a bit anxious, I touch something. Mm-hmm. It looks a bit odd, but I'll touch something and just actually feel it.
Ground yourself.
Yeah. And honestly, that makes such a big difference. And I've suggested it to other people as well. Like, even if you deal with it bad, to have an item that you can put in your pocket, so that whenever you touch it, you know you're all right. You're here. Everything's okay. That you're in the now. You don't have to think about the future. Nothing in the past. You're here.
Love it. Yeah.
So yeah, that's been my kind of advice there.
Love that, and I really relate to what you said about things happen for a reason. It's been a couple of years now. I've been really open-minded, especially to work, or it was actually back then. It was going to school. Someone pulls out in front of me, or there's traffic. All of a sudden there's traffic. I remember when I first started driving, I'd be like, no, like, come on. Yeah. Started to get my last couple of years of school, and it was, maybe they pulled out in front of me to avoid me getting in a crash, or maybe, like you said, everything happens for a reason. Yeah. You might get an injury in your sport and not go somewhere, or lose interest in it because you're meant to find interest in something else, which is what I believe with the podcast and helping people. I was really driven with my football, and I I was finally getting somewhere, and I got
Yeah.
a real bad ankle injury, and I'll be honest, I was quite depressed during it. You know,
Yeah.
been playing since I was 4, working my butt off. I'd lost nearly 20 kgs of weight to make this team. I'd made the team, injured my ankle during mid-season. COVID hit. What am I going to do now? You know, I've lost my only thing. I lost interest, lost the love for it. Then I found the podcast.
Mad,
You know, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
And it all comes down to this perspective, how you carry yourself.
Yeah.
Hey, look at
No,
things.
you could have still been completely like, oh yeah, no, but it's now put you in a position where you're putting it out there, and you're helping to break that stigma and getting different people to speak about different aspects of it, and it's really great what you're doing with it, mate. Because, but it's funny when you look back on it and you go, oh. At the time, you were angry about it. Oh, why is he against me, or that kind of business? But now it's like, that's why.
Yeah, but even like for yourself, bro, is that one night where even now you can say, you know, I was an idiot.
Yeah.
That one night.
That
one night happened.
There's no regrets I've had. I don't have any regrets.
Yep.
0 regrets, and that's going from me. From throwing up here, shitting somewhere over here, honest to God, some of the stories, mate. But it's got me to here. It's got me to sitting here with you and chatting and letting people know that you don't have to go through all that just to be happy.
But isn't it crazy now as well that you right now, you know, guy now is able to go on Right Mate, impact people's lives, have people he doesn't even know message and saying, you know, that you helped me.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, no, it is. It's
especially in the moment when you're going through your own battles.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
the fact that, you know, which I'm really proud of what you're doing. It's admirable for, especially over in New Zealand where the drinking culture is so big, as being, no, like you said, is taking your guns, taking the reins, doing what you want to do and what you need to do for yourself, but you're bringing all these people with you. You know, you are that someone for a lot of people out there that you don't even know, that if they're struggling or they need that extra boost through the morning or the day or the busy work week, they've got it.
Yeah.
You know, and there's many people who won't reach out to you, many people you might never meet.
Yeah.
But the fact that there's people out there, probably right now, bro, is they're going through something. Like everyone's going through something every second of the day. They've come across one of your videos or they're rewatching one of your videos, and what you have to say, even if it's a 2-word phrase or sentence, that's the push over the finish line for them. That's what's going to stop them and help them from drinking themselves away tonight, or being hungover and getting back on, finishing the box in the morning, or going and, you know, unfortunately doing some doing regrettable things to themselves because of something you've said.
Yeah.
Which and everything is meant to happen for a reason.
Yeah. That
That night where you can call yourself, you know, I was an absolute idiot, I was a tosser now.
Yeah.
As that's turned into you being able to not only grow as a person, but help people grow themselves.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful once you start accepting, you know, the defeats and the weaknesses and turning them into strengths. You know, manifesting law of attraction, accepting it, and turning some really dark moments into some beautiful things.
Yeah. No, it is. It's a bit mad. Really.
It is, mate. Yeah, it is, man. It is.
Yeah, but it's like we were saying before, mate. You love doing it. It's like Christmas. Do you know what I mean? It's not always about when you receive something, it's a good feeling. Yeah. But it's like surface level. Yeah. But when you give something and they smile, it makes your whole body feel warm.
You feel like you have a purpose.
Yeah. No, exactly. Yeah. I think that's something that I've always struggled with. I don't know, and especially in this day and age where it's shoved down our throats that you've got to have a purpose. Like if you're not an NFT multi-millionaire by the time you're 21, you're useless. Yeah. And it's like, no, you're not. That sometimes your purpose can be the simplest of things, and you don't have to be the best dad. Yeah. Be the best brother. Be the best person at work, be the kindest, be the most loving, be the most thoughtful. They're the kind of things that actually have more weight to them and more substance than money or materialistic things, or like wherever you get your food from or whatever. It is what you can. That's what you can offer as a person. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Showing me pictures of stuff, it doesn't cut it.
But it's beautiful what you said, because it does go back to what you were saying earlier about the basics. Is meeting the basics is sometimes the most rewarding rewarding aspects of life.
Yeah, I saw a thing where it's completely that is we spend all our time trying to build ourselves up to here. We get to a certain point, and then we just try to spend all our time until we're nearly dead trying to unclutter.
Yeah,
we take on so much, and we're like, oh, I need that phone, so I'll get a payment plan of this. I want that car, so I'll lease that. I'll get these shoes, so I'll go on Afterpay for this, and you do it all. And then you're in debt, and it's all, and you get swamped by it all. And it's like, you don't need it, honestly. As long as you can love yourself first, that's the most important. But then if you've got enough in your cup or extras, give it out to other people. And I think then you can't buy that.
Yeah,
you can't buy that or lease that. That's yours. That's 100%. That's nobody else's. Nobody can take that from you.
Love that. Yeah. It's even if it's just a simple, like you said, I'm not to be better me. I don't have to go out today and walk in an elderly lady across the road. But it's even just looking yourself in the mirror and be like, damn, you're doing a good job.
Yeah.
You're gonna be good today. You're gonna do what you want to do.
Yeah.
You're gonna become the person you want to be.
Yeah.
Is that self-affirmation, the self-validation like we're speaking about it is really hard I was going to say earlier, it's a real hard mindset and area of perspective to gain. But once you've gained it, it is a beautiful feeling. You don't need everyone you walk by to be like, hey, nice shoes.
Yeah.
Damn, fresh trim.
Yeah.
You can get a fresh trim and be like, damn, I look good.
Yeah.
It's hard to word it, but being in the shoes of someone who's finally been able to accept themselves for who they are and being able to not feel the need of getting a well done or pat on the back from other people, and being able to give that to yourself, even when it's something like minuscule, and someone can look at you and be like, bro, you've done shit all. It's like, you might think that, but to me, it's huge.
Yeah.
Being able to wake up in the morning and go to work and drive to work and sit in the car park at work and be like, I'm ready today. That is a huge win already.
Yeah.
I can get to Sunday, and if I've had a really rough day, I can be like, man, Tuesday morning I felt good.
Yeah.
And that's a win for the week. It's finding those little rewards. It's gonna build up, and it'll be the bloody pot of gold at the end of the rainbow when the time comes.
No, exactly.
So on us now, bro, is anything. It's your time.
Right.
Your time. Put anything out into the universe. Can be for yourself to look back on.
Yeah.
Can be for the beautiful person tuning in.
Yeah.
Maybe something that you wish you knew earlier on in your life.
Yeah.
Anything.
Don't drink alcohol. No. No, I just think the biggest thing for me is trying whatever you can do to make it's a tough one, but I just think usually if you listen to yourself and go with whatever yourself is saying to yourself. If you're not feeling happy, if you're not, look for the things in life that do. It doesn't, you can't buy any happiness. You can't run away from like things that, it's hard to explain. It's so hard to explain, but I think just being able to take a step back sometimes and see yourself as a third person character almost, and look at everything. If you're not feeling great and stuff, and break it down, and if you're not at the bottom of it, then break it down even more. And yeah, there's so much. I just think, just love you. I think that's the biggest one. Like, whatever you think are flaws aren't flaws, because they're unique to you. Nobody else has those flaws or what you think are flaws. You're unique. So love yourself, and you'll be okay. You'll be okay. And there's other people who are in the same boat as you. If not everybody is in the same boat as you. And yeah, you'll just be all good. Just have faith in yourself that you will be all good. Love that. Thanks for that, bro. I'll say thank you again for taking time coming on, mate. Cheers, mate. No, appreciate it. We'll leave that an amazing talk that guy just did there. And as always, I love you very much. There's a line open. There's someone who will be able to listen and talk to you. As always, until next week,
do what you know makes you. Oh, I always stuff this bit up every time.
Pressure.
It goes through a nice phase of being able to do it, and I just overthink it. Do what makes you happy. Do what you know is right, and they will. And do what you need to do for yourself. I knew that was going to happen. Until next week, guys. Have an amazing week. Look after yourself. Talk soon.
Love is lost, but you found out the truth be told, that's the truth.